QWEN 3.7 Max was just released and it's an amazing model until according to benchmarks. Today we are going to test it out together, but before we begin, we're going to see a few benchmarks and I will tell you that if this works at its price tag, it's going to be a significant release from a Chinese company. So first of all, in terms of benchmarks, here they compare it with the previous QWEN 3.6 Plus, the new DeepSeek V4 Pro Max with maximum thinking, GLM 5.1, Kimi 2.6, and Cloud Opus 4.6 Max, which was released back in February. And as we can see across the board, across all of benchmarks, it's leading the performance. It's pretty amazing to see. It seems like a state-of-the-art model, even though it's open weights. Of course, we don't know how it is versus Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5. And the artificial intelligence index also benchmarked it, and it improved at around 10% on the index versus the QWEN 3.6 Max preview. And it's, in terms of intelligence, very close to 5.4 high and Gemini 3.1 Pro preview. So it seems like very capable. In terms of cost, it's costing $4.8 per million tokens output, and it's thinking as much as GPT 5.5 in the extra high setting, which in general is very token efficient. So this model is a significant release, 70-80% cheaper than GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.7, and per task it's not costing as much while having significantly great performance. So I went ahead in the QWEN Studio and I asked it to create three different things for us. These are basic prompts that we have used also in the past, so have a direct comparison. Let's begin with this Flappy Bird game. Let's click tap to start playing, and obviously the design looks very clean. The gameplay is smooth, everything works perfectly, and when we die, we get a nice layover here. And everything works as expected, we can begin the game again. I died, and this is a very good response. This shows that the model understands simple game physics, which is something that previous models were not able to get. They wouldn't just understand it, which is absolutely insane. So for me, this is a very good response, a very good result. The next thing I asked it to create is a neomorphic Pokemon Pokédex web page. This is a prompt where I judge the design and API functionalities of the model, their overall taste. So as we can see, it's good. It's actually able to do exactly what we asked it to do. It has loads of details, so the model doesn't seem to be, lazy. And boom, beautiful animations whenever we select a specific category. Looks very good in all honesty. Let's select fighting and it found no Pokemons. Let's select poison and we can see different Pokemons here. Okay, so that seems to work. And when we toggle day and night mode, it works again. Let's go back to all and yeah, everything works beautifully. So this model is capable of designing web pages, which is very nice to see. Now let's go to what I call my master prompt. This is where I judge if the model is really lazy, if it understands underlying stuff, if it's able to explain to humans. So I asked it to create a web page where it teaches us transformer models. And what I can instantly see is that the design and the layout of the page looks beautiful, looks clean. So it shows us our progress and it tells us that we're in the first module. Here we can compare sequential versus parallel execution and it does animation at the same time. Looks amazing. Also, it has here the type of, I don't know, is this the attention or the hidden layer, something like that. So let's go to the next lesson. And what we see here is our progress is expanding. And here we can see the logic of the encoding matrix. For some reason, it seems not to work. So this panel over here is definitely not working. And okay, this is a negative, absolutely. The interactive attention map also doesn't work. This is probably an issue with the sandbox because it doesn't allow to create animations or something. So Overall, the model tried to do a couple of things. This is also not working. So everything that has to do with animations is not working, but I think this is an issue of the sandbox, to be honest with you. So let's try to change these things. They don't work. So we click finish and we finish. All right. I gotta say, I thought it would play the animations. I don't know why it's not playing the animations. I'm going to give it a second prompt, give it a second chance. The animations for the lessons are not working. What's going on? Fix it, please. So we're going to give it a second chance because my feeling says that these animations will be beautiful. So if it's able to fix any dependency issues that are happening due to it being on the chat interface, usually models where that are on the chat interface don't work perfectly because this interface is made mostly for chatting, deep research and slides, not so much for coding. I accept it. I will give it a second chance. Let's see if it's able to fix it so we can judge it fairly. And what I'm seeing right now is that QWEN is very, very fast. Compared to what I have seen in the past from QWEN models, this model seems to go quite fast. So obviously they've done some improvements in their infrastructure, architecture. I don't know what they've done, but this goes a lot faster than previous QWEN models. So I think this was also nice to see. And I already have done like 3, 4 prompts on this expensive model in just a couple of minutes, and still I hit no limits. I don't even know if I'm okay. I'm logged in with an account that's completely free. So this is also good. You should absolutely add it to your free chat list because if you don't want to pay, this could be useful to you to serve some of your queries. Okay, so the website is ready again, and let's see if it works right now. So obviously the animations are working, and oh my god, this is very complicated. Like here you can see how the encoding matrix changes according to the options. All right, got no idea how to understand it. This is the interactive map that shows us how attention is working and what kind of weight it uses. All right, so was tired. All right, this is interesting. And if we change the setting here, is it going to change some stuff? Yeah. Okay, so let's see the architecture stack. It contains here the layer. Okay, so it works nicely, works very nicely. Here it wrote code in a single line, and we could potentially simulate a forward and a backwards pass. That would be very interesting. So I get no idea if this is working. But all right, it's a good website, to be honest with you. The model was a little lazy and not very helpful at explaining stuff. So obviously this model is not at the level of GPT 5.5, which I have tested out for this specific prompt. However, in general, for front-end design, for making simple, beautiful stuff, it looks very capable, and you should add it to your stack if you want something cheap that won't cost you a lot, or if you want a free chat interface. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.